All right. Sorry about that, folks. My internet decided to drop. Unfortunately, it's been a pattern for me recently. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. So, sorry about that. But we are back. Brad, did we miss anything in the rest of that qualifying session?
No, we did not. Just your stellar commentary, Al. We're very sad to lose that. But other than that, we didn't miss any of the action, and actually it worked out kind of perfectly. It allowed maybe some of our viewers to grab a quick beverage of their choice. And and now I have gotten an error and crashed.
Oh, hurry up and get back in. Stand by, folks.
Okay, looks like we're firing back up.
41 seconds.
Whew. Yeah, boy.
You in?
Yeah.
Thank God. I don't think I could do this without you.
Oh, I suspect that you'd manage just fine.
All right. Well, we got that drama out of the way.
For now.
Hopefully. So, here's what we're going to do. Well, Quali 2 is about to end. Hopefully we don't drop again. Otherwise, it's a game over. So, yeah, we're just going to head over to the warm-up and then to the start of this race. So, big unknowns heading into tonight's race in GT2. Obviously, it's a new track. We talked about that. Max distance is going to be 30 laps. Average weather conditions for this area, for this track, are average. So, it's kind of in between. It could rain, couldn't. As we saw in Quali, it did come down. So, there is that little factor there that could come into play. But it looks like Poole might have his work cut out for him, especially down that front straight, heading into that outer loop there with the Mercedes of Trussell and Scott. If those things are fast down the straights, they can get a run off Poole.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, on some of the other corners and kind of short chutes, short straights, whatever you want to call them, David Poole is not going to be in such bad shape because that Ferrari will carry a lot of momentum through the corner. A little extra speed off, but yeah, coming down that back straight through the S's, plenty of time for those Mercedes to build up speed. So the first lap could be very critical here for David Poole, making sure that he doesn't get outdrawn into that inner loop.
Brad, I have to step away for 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Yep, that's all right. Yeah, so we just mentioned David Poole. It was David Poole on pole here for tonight's race. That qualifying session that you just witnessed, of course, did go wet about halfway through, but quite a flurry of activity before that happened. Interesting is Alex White. Now, Alex White did end up 5th on the grid here. He's going to start 5th provisionally. I wonder if that time really would have held up for 5th, or if he would have had to have improved that time just a little bit to hold that position. It was Alex White not particularly happy really with his speed in that BMW last night, as early as last night actually, but it looked like he did happen to find a little bit of pace there here in the practice leading up to the race. But it'd be interesting to see over the course of the event how well that BMW does with that weight on it. Of course, that car carrying the Dunlop tires as well, so perhaps not quite as efficient there on the dry track as some of the other tire compounds. However, of course, very good in the rain, which we've mentioned before on the broadcast. So, nonetheless, though, plenty fine enough time for your championship leader, Alex White. Aaron Parsons, another notable there will start 7th, and Andres Prieto as well. So those three involved in that early three-way fight for the championship. But it's anybody's championship at this point. After all, we have only run one event.
Okay, I am back. Sorry about that, Brad.
Yeah, no problem.
So I heard you talk about the the championships. I know I was going to mention that, and I kind of got sidetracked. But did you run down the championship points?
No.
Okay, so after last week, White's leading with 26. Parsons in second with 23. Prieto third with 20. And you got Montgomery Jr. with 17 and Schleif with 14. However, here comes the boom. That's the team of Matt Taylor and Alex White. They really had a great week last week, scoring 38 total points combined. So good start to the season for those guys, defending GT2 champions, team champions. And then you got T. Brock Dambam, that's Parsons, and John Houston, 23 points. Team Columbia, Nui's 20. Team Kowalski, 17, tied with Desert Dog Racing with 17. So I know you really enjoy that the team championship portion of things, and it is a lot of fun to keep track of that, especially how those points shift from week to week.
Yeah, and it's a good drama over the course of the season, which is something that I like so much about it. Kind of the you don't want to say winners and losers, but those that kind of rise up and who falls back, and the dramas out on track and how it affects those things. And of course, in the end, that's really what these guys are kind of fighting for. So it's unfortunately, here so early, I can't really get into it yet, Al. So I'm just, we got to get in our 4 or 5 races here, and then I'll really be going.
Well, I think the exciting thing about it is seeing, some of these top teams. You got top drivers who are battling for the team championship, but on the other side of the coin, their teammates aren't necessarily top tier. You know what I mean? Or top 10, top 15 guys, but their results are just as important as the lead guys. So it's always fun to see how those guys do.
Yeah, that's right. We mentioned, here comes the boom now with that lead, Matt Taylor and Alex White. They did have a good race last week, but Matt Taylor a bit mired back in the pack here just a little bit, so I believe he's going to be starting in the 13th position here tonight. So a little bit of work to do for him, but you're absolutely right, and it's very intriguing to see how those quote-unquote second drivers. I don't think there really are any second drivers, really. I think a team effort is a team effort, but to kind of see how some of those guys respond and take up the mantle of really getting involved and fighting for the team as a teammate is always very intriguing to me.
So we got a full house. Oh, look who's back. Sol Lung.
Nice.
Wow, haven't seen him in quite some time. He is in the Ford GT. Nice to see Sol back with us here. I talked about Tiago Canola in my write-up, but for tonight's race, I don't see him here. I saw him practicing all week. I don't see his teammate Hamilton here. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and I think I saw him on our
next week.
Yeah, I thought we saw him on our voiceover IP there earlier too, here leading up to this race. So that's a little unfortunate. Hopefully we'll see him soon, but it's nice to have Sol around.
Yeah, it certainly is. All right, so we're about to move it over here. We got a packed house. I could have sworn I saw somebody. I heard somebody drop, so who knows? I'm not quite sure who that was. I believe that could have been. Is that Chris Moses who dropped?
Yeah, he's not on the server. It must have been Moses.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's tough. All right, well, starting from pole, we have David Poole second, Mike Trusser, Alex Scott's going to start third, Andres Prieto fourth, Alex White fifth.
Jonathan Cuppett turned in a time for 6th. Aaron Parsons in 7th. Ryan Schleif in 8th. John Luden there in 9th. Ian Jolicoeur in 10th.
Montgomery Jr. is going to start 11th. Felipe Triana 12th. Jaime Moore 13th. Matt Taylor 14th. Dan Wilkerson 15th.
John Houston starts 16th. Kreshnik Khalili is in 17th. Juan Monroy 18th. Marty Uren in 19th. David Rowley 20th.
Kurt Chandler 21st. Johnny Lugness 22nd. Mike Monahan 23rd. Rodrigo Triana 24th. And Dustin Honeycutt 25th.
Brian Story takes 26th. Lou Mascarelli 27th. John Wathen 28th. Ken Rodriguez 29th. Omar Gomez 30th.
Juan Triana 31st. Chuck Carter 32nd. Mike Grachix 33rd. Greg Myers 34th. So Lung 35th. And we got Connor Swain 36th. Iggy Chiordia 37th. And Kevin Miller 38th. So, track damp, Brad.
It started wet. Right when it flipped over, it was wet and has quickly gone to damp.
So this is going to be interesting as these guys try and figure out what to go on. I mean, personally,
there's hardly anybody on the grid.
Personally, I know. Personally, I haven't driven this track. Something tells me the track. I think the only way to go would be start the race on slicks, as the track, the conditions call for sunny.
And that's what I'm thinking now. That it quickly went to damp. It's going to be treacherous. This could be tough.
Well, we're about to find out as we go green from Watkins Glen. We're away. David Poole with a decent start. Loses a bit of traction. Mike Trussler out to the early lead, heading into 1. Prieto's going to have a look on the inside. Trussler takes it wide. We got some
mayhem and carnage.
In the back. Prieto away. So Trussler got cut out in that rumble strip. Scott dipped back to 4th. Jolicoeur is all the way up to 5th. Cuppett with damage to the front of that BMW running 6th. Triana up to 7th. Looks like we got another off here. I think that's either Kevin Miller or Brian Story coming together with Johnny Lugnuts. Mike Monahan running 18th, cycling through the order here. Gomez up to 19th. Monahan gets by Monroy as those two fight nose to tail. Looking further back, Graytrix. Graytrix loses it in the wet, takes it into the wall. So it looks like that might have been Story and I take that back. So Truss is all the way back in 29th after that first lap. Montgomery Jr. back in 37th.
Yeah, he's got a flat left, Al.
So Andres Prieto out to the early lead here after that carnage in the back. Kind of saw that one coming, to be quite honest with you, Brad, in these conditions. That outside curve is a bit hectic.
Yeah, it started actually there on the right on the start, guys losing it, and the only thing that I'm sure these guys were telling themselves were to be careful, but it just didn't happen.
So meanwhile, up front we got Alex Scott running in 3rd, being hounded by Ian Jolicoeur and Ryan Schleif in 5th. Schleif takes it wide. Gets it back together. Jolicoeur gets by Scott. I don't know if there was a little tap there. I don't think so. I think Scott might have just taken it wide. So Jolie Core up to third. Good start from him after starting 10th. Gap out front is Prieto by a couple seconds. Wow, Prieto off to a rocket start here.
Yeah, interesting. I'm wondering about his choice of tire. He may have decided to go with some type of treaded tire or Inter or something. I wouldn't think so, but I suppose it's possible. He is out to a big lead.
So Jolie Core, we mentioned him, jumps up to third. Schleif gets it back together, running in fifth. Jolie Core has it off. So Triana, he's going to move up to sixth. And Jolie Core, ooh, Triana now sideways on the exit of the last corner, I think turn 11. And that gives the position back to Jolie Core. So all that work from Jolie Core, as you see Montgomery Jr. getting away from the pits. Uren up to 9th. Followed by John Luden. Parsons back in 11th. Up and running 12, Chandler. Wilkerson. On board with Wilkerson. 16. Ooh, who took it off? Oh, I think that was Cuppin. Wilkerson follows. Unreal. Chandler with a moment. Parsons going to try and take advantage. Looks like he's going to get the pass made. Maybe not. Parsons takes it a bit wide. I'm sorry, that's Houston. John Houston, my bad. Oh, and you got...
Boy, these drivers are going to... Sorry, Al.
You got Montgomery sandwich right after that pit stop. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say that these guys are going to have to feel out the conditions here early. Obviously, it's very tough, but they're also going to have to feel out conditions as the track begins to dry. So this is going to change. And these guys are going to have to be on their toes here in terms of changing conditions. You know, where is the grip on the track? What are the lines to take? It's going to be interesting to see who finds those lines the quickest.
So teammates Monroy and Triana running 17th and 18th. Wathen in 19th. Rick Myers running in 20th. Gomez is running now in 21st. So there's Trussler back at up to 22nd. Now you got Monahan and Halili running one. Halili's going to have a look on the inside of Monahan. Looks like Halili's going to get that pass made. So nice job by Kreshnik. Oh, Mikey with the run on Halili. Monahan just can't keep pace with the two Mercedes up in front of him. Mascarelli and Honeycutt running 25th and 26th. Talked about so long his first run here in a few seasons, running 27th in that Ford. Behind him, Iggy, Giordia, Chuck Carter running 29th. We got Lugnuts and Swain. I'm sorry, Lugnuts and Greatrix. Stories in the pit lane. Rodriguez running 32nd.
Oh.
Jaime Moore back at 34th. And Salem, after his puncture, he's running 35th. So Swain's in the back at 36.
Yeah, and I think it was really Salem here who was lost out. He started up there toward the top 10, of course, not right at the front, but certainly showed some very good pace there in the dry, but it has really come undone for him here. He will pick up spots if he continues to circulate, as the attrition, I think, will mount here.
So just got word, Tiago. Time zone mix up. He's down in Brazil. Oh, Prieto takes it off into the wall.
Oh.
Ooh, that's going to allow Poole to close up slightly. I'll take a look at that gap real quick. It's about 3.5 seconds, but if Prieto continues to drive like that, that's going to shrink.
Yeah, just a second ago, Al, I was interested in checking out Prieto's times to try to gauge what kind of tires he might be on. Now, his lap times have grown, lap over lap consistently. He may be on the intermediate tire.
As temperature continues to rise here, it's up to 91 degree ambient track temperature, I should say. And track remains damp. Ryan.
Andres Prieto is running to. Oh, and he takes out David Poole.
Well, Poole's gotten by. Poole's away. Not sure who Prieto ran into there. Looks like might it be, I think that's Ken Rodriguez.
I don't think that was anybody's fault. Ken Rodriguez had just lost it, and Andres Prieto didn't have anywhere to go, and well, he was kind of stuck. David Poole, wow.
Yeah, so David Poole now out front.
Unbelievably fortunate, really. Andres Prieto and David Poole both able to continue.
So Prieto with some significant damage to the front of that Gumpert. So Ryan Schleif now as David Rowley exiting the pit lane. So Ryan Schleif now trying to close the gap up on Prieto. Behind him we got Alex Scott, Joe LaCour, and Alex White now up to 6th. On board with White.
Yeah, White had slotted into 5th place after some comings and goings of other traffic around him, but has quickly gone down to Ian Joe LaCour here, showing much better pace at the moment.
Ooh, big lurch from White. Takes it off. White with significant damage to the front of that BMW. I don't see a lot of guys with damage. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, 3/4 of that BMW are basically smashed in. So got one good quarter panel on that thing.
Well, Joe LaCour is starting to close up on Alex Scott here for 4th.
Yeah, and I mentioned finding those dry lines. I think Ian has, and has gotten very comfortable very quickly here with the drying track.
Over the end here. He can stay tucked up behind him like this. He may get a run on him into turn 1. However, Scott, we're going to take it wide there. Nice exit from Joe LaCour.
Oh, it's Ryan Schleif that's had a spin coming off the last corner. He's ended up in pit lane minus a splitter out.
Oh, he's going to, well, if it's going to happen anyway, that's a good place to do it, but that's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, well, running 4th at the time, so yeah, big boo-boo there, and obviously still plenty of damp track out there to be found.
Ooh, Scott up to 3rd. Meanwhile, Joe LaCour all over Alex Scott. He's going to have a look on the outside. It's going to be a tough place to get it done. Wow, nice pass from Joe LaCour. Man, he is on a tear. See how quickly he's checked out from him.
Yeah, I think Alex Scott backed off real early there, and I think it was a good decision. Whoa, Aston Martin.
Ooh, as Rowley takes it off. I was just going to say, Joe LaCour is going to have to be very careful coming up on these lap cars.
Well, I tell you, the track might get wet quickly, but I don't know that it dries out all that quickly, Al. These guys really still struggling out there.
Now White trying to get past Alex Scott here for 4th. Man, if Alex White can get away with the result after that first corner incident, the damage his car has suffered, that's going to be a tremendous run for him.
Yeah, well, it seems like we've gone a whole race distance, but really this thing is still pretty early here.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
Anything could happen. I got to tell you, I got to mention timing and scoring here. I'm watching Marty Uren, Ian Jolicoeur's teammate, really starting to come through the field now. So starting 17th, Marty Uren now up to 8th and putting pressure on some cars in front.
What a battle here, Cabron, from 10th between Marty, Luden. Ooh! Marty with a bit of a moment. Houston on the inside. So Houston gets the pass made up to 9th. See, he's going to have a look on the inside of Luden going into 1. Meanwhile, Parsons just made it past Matt Taylor for 6th. Wow. Talk about frantic. I'm bored with Houston.
No doubt.
Houston taking a look on the inside. Oh. Track really looks like it. The groove looks, obviously you want to stay in the groove here. That's the dry line.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. And you know what? It's actually tough to stay right in the groove around this place. The entry points are they're very apexes. It's very easy to enter deep or enter shallow. And if your ordinary line is not exactly on that particular groove here, it's going to be tough for some guys.
Taylor under intense pressure now from John Luden and John Houston as well. So this three-way battle for 7th. Just up ahead, you got Parsons, who made the move on Taylor earlier in this lap. They started to drive away already from Taylor.
Yeah, I got to give mention. I'm not sure what battle that you're on now, but I got to give mention to Curtis Chandler right now, embroiled in a fight with Rodrigo Triana and Dan Wilkerson there for 11th. Those guys swapping positions, and Curtis Chandler having another fine run. Oh!
Ooh, big lurch! Ooh, that looks like it might have been Schleif. Lap car. Uh-oh. Wow, that was close. So yeah, Kurt Chandler running at 10th. Wow, we saw his start last week at Le Mans. Had a great start to the race. Kind of faded near the end there, but running
yeah, Marty
strong
Uren
right
has.
now.
Yeah, he is. Marty Uren has elected to pit pretty early here. I think he's probably in a pit window.
So Taylor, slight mistake, falls back to 9th. Go ahead.
No, sorry. I think Marty's gonna swap out the shoes.
Track remains damp. Temperature's gone down slightly. As we look back here, we still have Chandler and got Montgomery sandwiched between Triana and Chandler. Montgomery a lap down. He's got to be frustrated by this.
Yeah.
I think Montgomery's got pace on Kurt, so Kurt may just let sail him by, and looks like that's how it's going to be. So Cuppett's embroiled in this three-way battle as well for 10th. So a nice fight here. Further back, you got Wilkerson, Juan Monroy up to 14th. Greg Myers running 15th. Mike Trussell now has made it back into the points.
And as you watch that battle, there are pit stops beginning to cycle here. So Scott, White, and Taylor all into the pits.
That's gotta be early for a lot of these guys. Working lap 9. Greg Myers is in, so I wonder if these guys might have started on inters and they're starting to overheat. Trussler in. Halili is in. Wow, everybody's coming in.
I think they're definitely in a pit window here. These GT2 cars do get pretty good mileage And the tire wear is not so horrible around here that I don't think that they hey, look, it's going to be better than whatever they're on now. So but if these guys did start on the inters, boy, those conditions were really treacherous out there. I had assumed that a lot of them would have been on slicks, so if they were struggling that much, it was really wet.
So after Marty's stop, he's back at 25th. He's going to move up some positions now for sure. Cycling through, we got Ken and Salem, 30th. So Salem's going to get that pass made on Ken. Ryan Schleif back at 32nd after running 4th. Big accident for him. Greatrix back at 33rd. Followed by Story. Connor Swain at 35th. Triana's parked it. So back out front, David Poole continues to lead by just a couple seconds over Andres Prieto.
Yeah, Andres has eaten back into some of that gap, back into David Poole. So picking up a second and a half or so over the last couple, 3 laps here is Andres Prieto.
So meanwhile, Joe LaCour running in 3rd. He's really put a lot of time between himself. Well, looks like Scott pitted, right? So Parsons now up to 4th. Luden running 5th, followed by John Houston. These two have been lockstep since early on in this race.
Boy, they sure have, and they have put on quite the display, it has to be said, when the carnage has been ensuing all around them. These guys have really gone on with their business and really made some fine lemonade here from the lemons that was on offer to start.
The temperature really is fluctuating. Went down in the 80s, now it's back up to 93 degrees, so track's starting to heat up again. Kurt Chandler still battling Rodrigo Triana. Chandler now up to 7th. Triana 8th. And Cuppet also in there as well in 9th. So these 3 have been pretty close for quite some time.
Yeah, and speaking of battles, I got to give mention real quickly to So Long now. So Long, we saw him there toward the back, came in quali 2, currently in 13th and fighting with Omar Gomez. Now, neither of those two have made a pit stop, so Omar Gomez up to 12th, So Long to 13th. Nice run for both those guys.
Yep, just picked that up now. So Sol trying to go to work on Omar, on board with Sol. Alex White right there as well. White has pitted, so he's going to have pace on these guys. Ooh, Sol going to get the pass made. Nice move by Sol. Moves up to 12th. Nicely done.
Yeah, nice pass there. I got to give honorable mention as well to a battle going on over 19th. Lou Mascarelli and newcomer Dustin Honeycutt. Those guys going at it for 19th.
So White gets by So Long. So these guys have stayed out. So Alex Scott rejoins behind Alex White in 15th. Iggy Giordia behind him running 16th. We got Lugnuts and Taylor 17th and 18th. There you have Mascarelli and Honeycutt running 19th and 20th. And Connor Swain in between those two. I think Swain might be a lap down. On board with Honeycutt.
Yeah, all those guys just showing a lap down. Oh!
Looks like Swain might have pace over Mascarelli.
Yeah.
I think think for Lou it might just be best just to let Connor get by and let him go on his way, get his lap back.
Well, it's nice to have that buffer there between him and Dustin, but looks like it's distracting Lou here pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not helping out Honeycutt either.
Not at all. Alright, so Marty up to 21st. Let's go back out front here. David Poole has yet to pit. Joe LaCour now up to 2nd. So I take it Prieto has come in.
Yeah, Prieto just now exiting the pit lane. Didn't see him come in, but you're absolutely right. David Poole yet to come in, but his lap times are still quite good. Now, I haven't taken a look at the lap times of the guys that have stopped. Alex White 39.3, so
surprise,
looking better.
Surprise visit to the chat on Twitch, Jack Ivy.
Hey,
coming
hi,
out
Jack.
of the woodwork. Jack, what's happening? Nice to see you back. Checking out the broadcast. So David Poole finally comes in. So Ian looks like he might. I would be surprised if Ian stays out. And he's going to do it. He's going to take over the lead.
Yeah, Ian running just a little off of David Poole's times. They're 2 to 4 tenths per lap, so not quite on the same pace as David Poole, but certainly showing very good pace over the field.
Parsons up to 2nd. Parsons also has not pitted.
Yeah, Parsons just now dipped into the 49s, though, so still turning very fine laps.
Houston and Luden staying out. Ooh, we have a bumper up, laying strewn across the track, so someone else has had it off. Little moment for Houston. He's going to lose some time to Luden. So Chandler now up to 5th, and this battle between Chandler, Triana, and Cuppet continues. On board with Cuppet. Oh, Cuppet. Had a little swirly there, nearly got into the wall. Another BMW with damage. That's the rear bumper of, not sure who. Ooh, rear spoiler missing as well.
Yeah, watch out for that guy, Jonathan, because you don't know where he might be going.
Ooh, one of the Fords takes it off. So this has been a great drive for Chandler, holding off Rodrigo Triana. Triana, no slouch. He is a fast individual for sure.
Indeed. And Curtis Chandler showing great pace last week. They're running in the top 10 early in that Le Mans race, coming to struggles. Oh,
little moment for Kurt, gives up the position finally. Triana can finally gets that pass out of the way thanks to Kurt.
But yeah, whatever motor oil Kurt has been drinking lately and putting into that Viper, it's working out well for him.
So Monroy now up to 8th. David Poole rejoins in 9th. He rejoins ahead of Prieto. Prieto's got Wilkerson in between. So that's the virtual battle on track for the lead. But that could change. Jolie Core continues to make his way around the track, has yet to pit. Parsons as well has stayed out. Parsons, you mentioned he's just ran a fast first sector time. Got another BMW off with damage.
Yeah, I gotta think Aaron Parsons did start on the slicks, and I think maybe Ian Jolicoeur as well. I suspect both those guys did start on the slick, so that they were able to make it through those conditions is really impressive.
Ooh, Kurt might have a puncture.
Uh-oh.
I saw a lot of sparks, so maybe looked like he might have had a puncture there, but no, looks like everything's okay for Kurt. So looking further back, Monroy running an 8th. So Poole and Prieto. Prieto's gotten past Wilkerson. So that's a battle we're going to have to keep our eye on. So Alex White running in 12th. So just may have... Ooh, as looks like Rally's taking it off again. Scott back in 13th. So long in 14th. So long, not far off Alex Scott. However, Long has yet to pit.
Yeah, times for everybody are coming down. The track continues to dry, but very slowly here, very slowly.
The track remains damp. I'll look at timing real quick. Running laps 15. You ran up to 20th. Trying to chase down Mike Trussler.
Marty. Sorry, as we do ride along with Marty, let's look at that timing and scoring. And, you know, Aaron Parsons is eating into Ian Jolicoeur's time here a little bit. So these are two guys in front of this field at the moment. Both have yet to pit. However, Aaron Parsons showing pace over Ian Jolicoeur at the moment. Dan Wilkerson is not pitted.
Marty unable to get past. Trussell, as this battle continues to rage on, let's go further up. So the battle between David Poole. Looks like Prieto is starting to close the gap up between himself and David Poole.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I had failed to see that.
Taking a look at the timing. Best lap of the race so far, David Poole, 49.233. Parsons hovering around the 49s, his best 49. Just Prieto right behind him with a 49.258. So both these guys running similar lap times.
Yeah, this is a virtual fight for the lead, so boy, both these guys are really pushing at this point through these changing conditions. As I say, they are continuing to dry out here, so they're kind of right on the limit here, and trying to find where the best grip is at the same time. It's pretty tense stuff, I think, for these guys in the cockpits right now.
So Jolicoeur has yet to pit. Ooh, Parsons with a moment coming into the pit lane. He is in for service. Yeah, just tapped the wall coming in. So
both he and Ian are going to lose some spots here. We'll see how much they gain back of that with these short fills. They're going to be taking quite a bit less fuel than their other pit stop counterparts.
Parsons' teammate John Houston has stayed out. Looks like Luden has pitted. Was it Luden? Yeah, it looks like John Luden has pitted. Gianna's going to take over third. So Long exiting the pit lane. Chandler up to fourth. Long comes out right ahead of David Poole. Ooh, bit of a dicey moment there. Sol does a good job. Prieto getting held up a little bit here, but Sol lets him by. It's a tough situation Sol was in there.
Yeah, coming through the inner loop there, there's only one line, and you certainly don't want to put yourself into the wall trying to get a guy by. Sol hasn't been around a lot lately. Very experienced.
Oh, big moment there. It looks like Sol got caught up in that, but looks like David Poole kind of threw it in there, and a little side-by-side contact with Chandler, knocking Chandler off. So unfortunate break for Kurt.
Ooh.
Kurt takes it off again. That's going to move Monroy up to 6th.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there, but I mean that was a fight for position.
Yeah, it certainly was.
So Curtis, I don't think he's necessarily had to give way. I didn't see what happened, but
Joe LaCour and Houston continue to run 1 and 2. Both these guys keeping it, extending their stint here. Yeah, you got to wonder if these guys, if Joe LaCour may try to run this as late as he can and double stint. Joe LaCour might be on slicks, Brad.
Yeah, I think he is, and if for Aaron and the McLaren to take it on slicks in those conditions, it's doubly impressive that Ian would in that Porsche. That had to have been just wow, and he showed such great pace early. I mean, boy, just after 3 or 4 laps, he started rocketing through the field.
Yeah, that's a big guess on our part, but
yeah, but I mean, I can't imagine he would have been able to hang out this long on intermediates, still turning low 150s. I just don't think I don't see it happening. But yeah, that Porsche's very good on its tires, so temperature is coming down again too. So maybe that that help out intermediate.
Good work out for him as the track remains damp. Track's gone down 7 degrees since the last report.
Yeah.
So Houston's another guy to keep an eye on as he runs second, has yet to pit. So it'd be interesting to see what he decides to do here, if he takes tires or not. Triana keeping it out late. David Poole closing the gap up on Rodrigo, sorry. Prieto's lost a bit of time there to David Poole.
Yeah, both those guys now dipping down into the 1:48 though, so those lap times continue to improve.
So Triana running in third. He's got a lapped car behind him, that one of the BMWs that looks to have pretty good pace on him. Yeah, looks like that Beamer's looking to get by.
I'll tell you a guy we kind of lost sight of here is Alex White. So a few stops to come in front yet, but boy, those guys taking it so deep. I think Alex White may lose a couple positions here on the pit stop rotation.
Currently running in 9th. John Liddon, he's pitted. He's currently in 10th. And Alex Scott running 11th. You got Matt Taylor in 12th. Cuppett running 13th. And Trussell back at 14th. Marty Uren in 15th. Marty's let his teammate Ian by. Omar Gomez now in 17th. Looks like Omar has pitted. It's just outside of the point, so this could be a big night for Omar.
Yeah,
Dan
good.
Wilkerson behind him.
I was going to say, I'm not sure how many guys have yet to pit in front of him that would make a difference, but...
It's like he let Connor Swain by. Swain a lap down, but he's got pace. So it's Gomez, Wilkerson, and Greg Myers. Greg Myers at 19. So Wilkerson on the outside makes the pass on Gomez. Whereas Gomez gets it off on the rumble strip, kind of surfboarding through there. Gives up position to Greg Myers. So couple corners, couple positions lost.
Quick news and notes here. I think maybe David Poole got hung up by traffic a little bit. Andres Prieto is trying to make a pass on the outside.
David Poole. When it comes to flashing the lights, he's got the quickest draw in the West. Nobody flashes him better than he does, or faster than he does. Ooh, big slide for Poole.
Now that'd be Ryan Schleif, the BMW there in front, who is making it a little difficult for those guys.
Keep in mind, Triana running up. Ooh, as Prieto looks on the inside of Poole. Triana up ahead, that's for position. Triana running in third. Well, with Prieto. Prieto gonna have a look on the inside. Ooh. Not sure what that was all about from Poole. Looks like he turned in awfully early. Prieto gets by. There's definitely some contact there. Was a bit strange.
Yeah, I didn't catch it, Al. Didn't see it.
So Prieto's got Schleif now ahead of him again, and Schleif's got very good pace. So
as you watch that battle, there. Sorry, Al. Just wanted to give you a quick update on 14th. Curtis Chandler and Mike Trussler going at it for 13th, excuse me.
So we still got about 18 minutes left to run here as Schleif gives the position up to Prieto. So Triana continues to run third. Houston. And you got to expect these guys to be double stint. Oh, Houston finally brings it in.
Yeah, I would think so at this point.
Well, Joe LaCour continues to run out there in first. Let's see what Houston does here, if he double stints or what.
Those times aren't necessarily that bad by John Houston. A 1:50 on those worn tires.
Triana's going to stay out.
Triana 50 mid, Joe LaCour 50 flat.
Should be a quick stop for Houston if he double stints. He's away, it's double stinting.
Okay, Alex White will pick up that position.
Not so fast there, Brad.
Oh, did he get him?
No.
Oh, he got him.
So Houston comes out ahead of Alex White. And ahead of John Lyd. So. Even with this gigantic pit lane, Houston comes out ahead of White in that rotation.
Yeah, so White actually should be good. He should pick up 2 more positions, all other things being equal. Triana and Monroe yet to come in. He should pick up those spots.
So the battle for third, for second now as Rodrigo Triana finds himself in P2. Poole in fourth.
Wow, it's hard to tell which one of those two, Prieto or Poole, has pace. The better pace. It seems like, you know, one has a better pace there for a couple laps, and then the other one picks it up.
Yeah, it looks like Andre's really good through this first sector here. Behind these guys, there's a bevy of traffic. Ooh, Prieto gets by Triana. So Prieto moves up to second. Ooh, David Poole and Triana have a little coming together. That's a quick spin for Triana, one of the BMWs involved. Man. Ooh, Triana takes it off into the wall, runs it wide. I don't know, but what if? It's just a matter, I think Poole just had a lot of pace going through that outer loop there, and may have been caught off guard by Triana. Triana not as quick through there as Poole was.
It's Matt Taylor having a spin coming off turn one there as a kind of a iffy rejoin. He gets going, but that was unfortunate for Matt. He was running very well. Now in the 12th position.
You got Cuppet running 11th. Taylor back at 12th after that spin. Trussler and Marty 13th and 14th. Wilkerson's running 15th. Greg Myers now up into the points in 16th. Jaime Moore in the pit lane. The Chandler should pick up that spot. Should move up to 17th. He will. Johnny Lugnuts. So it looks like Monroy and Triana are in. Monahan back in 20th. So Long running 21st. Halili 22nd. Wathen 23rd. You know Wathen finished second here the last time we ran, Brad?
Nice.
Finished second to Tiago Canola.
Wow. Really?
That's what I said. Salem 24th. Iggy Chiordia back in 25th. Greatrix running 26th. Mascarelli back in 27th. He's Omar Gomez 28th. Chakata running 29th. Rodriguez 30th. Connor Swain back in 31st. And Schleif is called in a night. Take that back. Rally running 34th. Honeycutt back at 35th. Still quite a few guys on track here, considering all the mayhem we've witnessed here tonight.
I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse in terms of the attrition. So you got to hand it to the guys for sticking it out that ran into trouble. Particularly Salem Montgomery Jr. Unfortunately, I think he's... I did see he came in for another late stop. Don't know what happened there, but...
So the gap between Joe LaCour and Prieto is 27 seconds. Joe LaCour will need to come in. I don't think he's going to be able to get in and out in time, Brad.
No, but he's got a great shot at least 5th, which I think is where he's going to slot back into. I suppose there's a shot he could come out in 4th to Aaron Parsons. But I guess we're going to find out here because he's going to have to come in before the end of the race.
further back. We got Prieto up ahead, behind, running second. Pull back there in third. You see that gap between those two. And Parsons running fourth, top five. Houston double stinting, coming out ahead of Alex White. Doesn't look like White's been able to reel Houston in here.
Yeah, not so much, and we do believe that he has double stinted. Is that right, Al? Those look pretty good.
We're talking about Houston, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. They're definitely turning the same type of times Alex White is at the moment.
Take it easy there, John.
Oop, Ian Jolcor into the pits.
Oh, here we go. Prieto goes by. That was pretty... That pit lane is so long. So Poole up to second. So Jolcor is away.
He didn't stop. I don't think he stopped. He just did the mandatory drive-through, Al. That is the first time we have ever seen that. I think he just drove through, Al.
Yep.
A 211, yeah, no, he didn't stop. Uh-oh.
Interesting.
Okay.
No, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, you're still there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just... Uh-oh. Brad, you got me?